So in the very near future, knowing the cloud for a SQL Server DBA won't be an option. So why not get a head start and head over to my course and take a look at Amazon AWS offering specific to SQL Server. And when you get there, you can see they have little free previews there. So you just click on those to watch the free previews and see if it's something you're interested in. All right, let's spin up our first EC2 virtual instance. So here we can see we have Amazon Web Services. All these individual little icons are the different service offerings from Amazon. And we want to hit EC2 virtual server to spin up a virtual server. And it tells you EC2 virtual servers in the cloud. One we've seen before is RDS. And there we go. There's the keyword. I'm not sure why MySQL was first. SQL Server is obviously the one that should be first there. Either way, all of these are services. So let's click on spinning up a virtual service. And you can see I have one instance running. I have one virtual server running. A quick note, this is the home button. So no matter where you are in the AWS offerings, you click that button and you come home. And that's nice. So we're in Virginia. My name is Mike. We're going to spin up an EC2 instance or a virtual server. We're going to launch the instance. Pretty straightforward stuff. So here we have AMIs. These are Amazon machine images. So you can use the Amazon machine image, you can bring your own, or you can go to the Amazon marketplace and buy one. Here we have our, are you launching a database instance? Try Amazon RDS. And it's just telling you that if you're going to launch an OLTP application, RDS is really a much better solution as long as you're using SQL Server 2008 R2 or SQL Server 2012, because those are the only two ones that are supported. So let's drop down here to free tier eligible. We want to make sure that when we're testing these and we're spinning up our instances for learning about AWS, that we make sure that that's selected. So spin this up. Yep, that's the only option we have. We can just hit review and launch, or we can go to the configuration page and we can enter more details here. Again, beyond the scope of this video, so we'll go to the previous page. We're clicked on the general purpose, free tier eligible, T2 micro. I want to review and launch. It's giving us a warning here. Now, it's telling us that the security groups, well, the specific security group, Launch Wizard 2, which was created during an earlier RDS video. So RDS, I had to create a security group for the launch of an RDS instance. So security groups aren't like AD security groups necessarily. I mean, they function similarly to that, but they're really virtual firewalls to the outside world. So when we create security groups, we create rules, and you can see down here, security groups, specific to limiting access from the outside world. And you can see for this one, I've got 1433, and RDP is open 3389. And it's saying, listen, you're completely open. Why don't you lock that down a little bit? Well, you do want to lock that down in your production environments and even in your environments if this were a true VPC or a virtual private cloud, a true enterprise level instance. It's not, so we don't care. We can continue to drill down, storage types, instance details, again, kind of a overview page before we hit the launch button. So let's hit the launch button. All right, now we need an existing key pair. So I do have an existing key pair. So let's choose it. It's I love AWS 2015. I acknowledge that I have access to this key pair, because if you don't, you will be recreating this. So launch, so you need to have a key pair. All right, so you can see that I have an existing key pair, and you can proceed without a key pair. I wouldn't recommend that, or you can create a new one. Let's use my existing key pair, and let's launch the instance. Configuring the security groups, and your instances are now launching. Well, I only did one, but that's cool. And I talk about this in the course. This is a nice feature. You can see how much you're spending on a whatever basis that you specify. So let's go and view our instances. And we have one that's spinning up, and we have one that's up. Right, so we can click on the one that's up and we will get information about it. And that is it. And now we're in the process of spinning up our new instance. And in about 10 minutes, it will be completed and you can log into it and launch SQL Server and use it. Very fast, very simple, and you don't have to deal with any of the hardware.